May is Mental Health Awareness Month. A local Burlington resident shared her mental health journey with our Nikki Wesley in hopes that it can shine a light on someone else's struggles and let them know that it's okay to reach out for support.
All I ever wanted when I was young and struggling was to see someone or hear someone whose struggles look like my struggles.
Allison Polachicchio's symptoms started when she was just 10 years old. They went undiagnosed for 2 decades.
I really just kept smiling and pretending that everything was okay, and I got very, very good at it, to the point where towards the end, it didn't really feel like living anymore. It was more just existing. It usually starts with just a general feeling of unrest. So I can't get comfortable. I can't sit still for a few minutes. Everything starts to feel faster and heavier and louder. And then that's when the thoughts come into it, and that's when the repetitious behavior starts to kick in. I have something called obsessive compulsive disorder paired with generalized anxiety disorder. So a lot of my cycling behavior during an episode is the repetitious counting. So for me, it could be something like getting a glass of water. I may have to fill up the cup and empty the cup and fill up the cup and empty the cup until it feels right. And that's when it could be very draining, because on a good day, I could be there for 2 or 3 fills, let's call it. I could be there for 20 minutes sometimes, just waiting for that feeling, and then the anxiety builds, and then by the end, I'm exhausted and I don't feel like drinking the water anymore.
In January 2023, she was having trouble navigating a particularly difficult episode. With added stress from the holidays, it got too intense.
Kept screaming that I wasn't me, that I was dreaming, that I wasn't awake anymore, that I needed to wake up, and I couldn't, and that really scared everybody. And that's when my family collectively made the decision to me to call an ambulance and get this dealt with. And that sounds harsh. It's the only word I can really think to describe it. So in a way, the choice was made for me. And in the big picture, I wouldn't have chosen the experience for myself. But at the end of the day, it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me to have that decision made on my behalf, which allowed me to start healing and gain proper understanding of what was actually happening.
Allison was admitted to Joseph Brant Hospital and stayed for 12 days. In speaking with their psychiatrists, she finally received a diagnosis.
And it was one of those moments where you went, oh, because everything started to make sense. And not that it erased the pain of what had happened, but it provided answers. So all of those moments when, 15-year-old me wanted to know what was happening and just couldn't find the answers, I finally got them. And it put so many things into perspective, which I apply to everyday life. They teach you the coping mechanisms. They give you the tools to utilize different types of therapy. They teach you about medications and what might work best for you. And they really help to put a plan into place. So life after hospitalization isn't perfect. I still have, bad days. But when I do have bad days or worse episodes, they are shorter, they're less severe. I'm able to recover, reform from them faster, and the fallout of whatever days I feel I've lost is shorter.
If you or someone you know needs mental health supports, call the Canadian Mental Health Association or Kids Help Phone. If you need immediate assistance, call the Coast Crisis Line at 1-877-825-9011. For Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.